So hello there, it's Maureen Nightingale here again from Yoga Therapy Ireland. Thanks so much for joining in for today's yoga taster session. I'm hoping that today we'll cover a little bit of work just for shoulder issues, to keep the shoulders nicely mobile. We've said, I think in the past, that particularly for people who have been working from home over these last number of weeks, that the shoulders and the neck probably have become quite tight, quite stiff maybe. So today's short practice will give a little help for relieving stress in the shoulders and the neck, and also in the hips. So again, the reminder that if you have any particular health issues that you need to be careful of, please do that. And we're ready to begin now. I think once you have your yoga mat ready, it might be useful again to have a yoga belt or a dressing gown belt or jeans belt handy. We might use that through the practice today. So I'm going to invite you to stand up. We're just going to do a little bit warm up from standing. So coming up to standing on your feet, just standing on your mat with your feet just slightly apart, just comfortable standing position, standing as tall as you possibly can. And once you stand up to your full height, you're thinking of literally stacking your joints one on top of the other, from your shoulders to your hips, to your knees, to your ankles. Good. So what we're going to do first is just literally draw the shoulders back and down a few times, and then draw them up and forward and down a few times. That's it. We were doing this the last day. So we'll extend the arms out in front and take the fingers to the shoulders, and then we'll draw big circles now using the elbows as your imaginary pencil. So we'll do a couple of movements forward, and we'll do a couple of movements back. And your intention here is just to really open up the chest as much as you can and to breathe normally while you're doing this. Good. So now let's just extend the arms out in front. We're going to give ourselves a hug. So you're going to wrap your arms round and across your chest, fingertips moving towards your shoulder blades. Using your breath in now to expand the arms out wide to the sides. And as you exhale, draw the arms in the opposite direction then, the opposite arm on top, fingertips reaching towards the shoulder blades, just taking a breath or two there. We'll inhale now and extend the arms out wide to the sides, just let them relax. So now you're just going to use that same arm movement, but we're going to see if we can get a little bit of work going in the hips. So on the in-breath, you're going to open the chest, take the arms out wide to the sides, and on the exhale, you're going to bring the arms forward and round your back a little bit. Bend your knees a little now and inhale, open the chest. Feel as if your back waist is arching a little bit. Then exhale, round the back once again. Hands towards your thighs. One more time, inhaling, opening the chest, knees a little bent. And exhaling, rounding the back. That's it. Bringing the hands towards your thighs. So when you're ready then, just stand again to your full height. We're going to bring the hands together into the prayer position in front of your chest. On your exhale, we're going to bend the knees just a little bit. And then like the last day, you're going to imagine sitting back into a chair. So this is perfect. If this is as far as you wish to go, that's fine. But if you'd like to go a little bit further, we're going to keep our nice chair position with our nice long back. And I'm going to see if we can take the right elbow towards the outside edge of the left knee and point the left elbow towards the ceiling. So you have this nice spinal twist. And then if you're very adventurous, you can expand a little bit more by opening the palms away from each other and looking up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, bringing the palms together, slowly releasing that movement, back to your standing position, up straight, relax your arms. We need to do that now to the other side just to create balance. So palms together. I'm going to turn around so that you can see from the other side. Palms together, standing tall, inhaling. As you exhale, bend your knees. That's it. Keeping your back as straight as you can. Send your hips back as if you're going to sit into a chair. And then if it's comfortable for you to stay there, do that. If you want to go a bit further, you can bring your left elbow to the outer edge of your right knee. Keep the knees parallel. Point your right elbow towards the ceiling. Nice spinal twist. And if you want a little bit more, you can open the arms out wide to the sides. Lovely. And then bring the hands back together. Slowly release back up to standing tall. Relax your arms. Deep breath in and out. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Up, back and down. One more time, up, back and down, and then up, forward and down, up, forward and down, and then up, forward and down. Let's take the arms out in front. One more time, you're going to give yourself a hug. Wrap the arms across your chest. One elbow on top of the other, fingertips moving towards the shoulder blades. And then if you'd like to experiment a little bit with this, we're going to move the hands, but we're going to keep the elbows together, and then see if we can bring the hands a little bit closer to each other and move the elbows just slightly off the chest. Now that might be too much for some of you. If it is, you can bring the hands together and bring the elbows together and just keep the elbows up off the chest. So either one of those options can be used. It's great opening, great chest, back of chest opener for you, and it allows you to breathe into the back of your lungs. So let's do that now on the other side again. I'll just turn around very quickly. So hug first, that's it, fingertips towards the shoulder blades, and then when you're ready, moving the hands but keeping the elbows close, bringing the hands as near to each other as you can, keeping the elbows slightly off the chest, and again that second option can be used if you prefer, palms together, elbows slightly off the chest, and then standing to your full height. Good, so let's inhale now. Lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them round behind. Take your hands together. Interlink the fingers if you can. And then see if you can just wiggle the shoulder blades a little bit closer together. And then as you wiggle the shoulder blades a little closer together, see if you can send the points of your shoulder blades down towards the floor without arching your back though. So you're thinking of standing up straight, and you're thinking of sending the shoulder blades down towards the floor while you're broadening and opening and expanding your chest and your front ribs. So let's let that go now. Release the hands, shake them out, and we're just going to gently come down now to the floor to do some shoulder work on the floor. So sitting down, that's it, and you might like to take maybe a cross-legged position for the minute. And when you sit with your legs crossed, you just allow your knees to open out to either side, crossing your feet just at your ankles there, just to where you can. So some people will have the freedom to have the knees right down to the floor. Some of us won't. Wherever the knees are, that's absolutely fine. So again, I want you just to rest your hands to either side and just give your hips a little wiggle from side to side so that you're conscious of what we call our sitting bones. So our sitting bones are deep in the depths of the buttock muscles, in the glutes as they call them. So we're just wiggling from side to side to feel the sitting bones. And then what I'd like you to do is literally to draw a circle from sitting bone to sitting bone, shifting your weight forward, to the side, back a little bit, and to the side, and so on. And you're going to do this now 3 or 4 times in one direction, and just be aware of how this feels on the lower part of your back first of all, on your hips, and then we'll travel back in the opposite direction, and you're breathing gently through your nose or nose and mouth. If your nose is blocked in any way, just take your time circling. That's it, moving from one sitting bone to the other. So once you've done that a couple of times and you come back to what we call the center, you're going to aim now to sit up as tall as you can. And as you sit up and you feel your sitting bones now anchored into the floor, you're going to lift your right arm up into the air, let the left hand rest on the ground, and reach over to your left just as far as you can while you keep your 2 sitting bones on the ground. Let's come back to the middle and do that on the other side. So right hand down, left arm up. And as you exhale, extend the body over to your right, keeping your 2 sitting bones on the floor. And then slowly come back to the middle. Now see if you can lift both arms up, palms facing each other. Relax your shoulder blades down. On your exhale, we're going to reach over to your left. Take your time, keep the palms facing each other, keep the chest as open as you can, rather than bring your arm in front of your face. You're looking to see if you can breathe easily and relax your shoulders. Come back to the middle, rest if you need to, and then we'll do the other side. So lifting the arms up, and on the exhale extending over towards the opposite side, so to the right, reaching away into the fingers, slowly come back to the middle, exhale, relax the arms back down by your sides. I'm going to turn sideways now, and this is where you might need your belt. So we're going to do a couple of leg raises from here, from sitting. And using the belt is quite helpful to help you stretch your hamstrings and to help support the backs of your knees. So I'll show you with the belt and I'll show you one without the belt, and then you can decide which one is the better option for you. So the intention is to sit right up as you were a second ago, sitting tall. And we're going to place the belt. We were doing this from lying down there a week or so ago. So we're placing the belt just across the width of the foot. We're going to sit as tall as possible. And then we're going to press the foot against the belt and lift the leg out just as far as you can. And then you can hold the two strands of the belt with one hand or not, or with both, sitting really tall. Keeping the back as long as you can. That's it, stretching the heel away, keeping your toes pointing towards your face. And then we'll let that go, and then you're going to do the other side, either choosing to use your belt or not, and I'll just do it without the belt. So we take the knee slightly towards the chest, sitting up as tall as possible, and then we extend the foot and the leg out to where you can, keeping your back as long as possible rather than letting your back round or lean back. So we're looking to sit right up now as much as we can. That's it, breathing away, stretching the heel away. Lower the foot. Now, can you just hold your hands to the backs of your thighs and kind of wriggle your bottom forward a little bit? You're going to focus on a spot out in front of you just to help you concentrate your attention. And we're going to see if we can lift the 2 feet off the floor. So you've got to engage your tummy muscles as well as your legs. So sit tall, relax your shoulder blades down your back. Think of the crown of your head pointing to the ceiling. Take a breath in, focus on your concentration point. Tiptoe your feet back towards your bottom a little bit until you can kind of lift them off the floor. And it might just be one foot, it might be both, it might be none, it doesn't matter. Just go to where you can. So you can explore that a little bit for yourself first, and then we'll see if we can lift the feet up a little bit higher while you still see if you can maintain the length in your back as much as you can. So your intention here is to bring your tummy, your ribs and your thighs as close together as possible. So we'll just do that one more time. So focusing your gaze on something in front, relax your shoulders, broaden your chest, look ahead, keep that concentration point in front of you, and then use your breath. Exhale, tiptoe your feet back towards your bottom, lift one or both feet off the floor. And then if you want to experiment, see if you can lift the feet, see if you can lift the feet a little bit more and still maintain the length in your back. Look ahead, keep looking ahead and breathe away. And then if you really want to experiment, you can let go with one arm, you can let go with the other, or you can let go with both. And then catch hold of your thighs again, step the feet down onto the floor, stretch them out a little bit, give them a little tap along the ground. So from there then, we're going to take the legs wide apart, just as wide as you can. So you're continuing to sit up now as tall as possible with the legs stretched out to either side. And when you stretch the legs out to either side, again, this is going to stretch the hamstrings, it's going to work your feet once they're flexed, and it's going to help you to sit up straight. So again, we're going to look at this circling. So I want you to extend your arms out in front and interlace your fingers, and imagine in your hands now you have this big spoon and this big pot in the space between your feet, and you're going to stir it. So you're going to reach forward towards your right foot, across the middle towards your left foot, all the way back a little bit, so you're leaning back, reaching forward towards the right foot, to the middle, to the left, all the way back, and again. That's it. We'll do this maybe twice or 3 times more, just for you to get that sense of moving from one sitting bone to the other. And then of course we need to go in the opposite direction, so we'll just change that direction now, circling in the opposite way. That's it, keeping your feet flexed so your heels are on the ground, Your toes are pointing at the ceiling. The knees can be slightly bent if you need them to be. Good, and then when you've done that in each direction, come back to the uprightness of your seated position. We're going to leave the right leg where it is. I'm going to bend the left knee and place the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right leg and sit up as tall as you can. So keeping the left knee bent, the left foot towards the inside of your right calf or thigh. We're turning the tummy slightly towards the right leg. We're going to inhale and lift the arms up, reaching up into your fingertips so that you're really allowing the shoulders some movement there. On your exhale, moving from your hips, we're going to reach all the way forward towards the front of your foot, just to where you can. And then we're just going to come out of that very gently, same way as we went in, and relax the arms down. And then we're going to take our belt. I'm going to place the belt again across the width of the foot. And you might remember the last day I was saying that there's no tugging or pulling in any of these movements. We're just using the belt as a support. So you can hold the 2 strands with 2 hands or 2 strands with 1 hand, whatever you wish. But you're looking now to sit up as tall as you can. And then on your exhale, thinking of moving forward from your hips, you're just literally going to creep the body towards that right leg. Doing your best to keep your chest as open as possible rather than rounding your back, looking to keep as much openness in the front as possible. So again, you're going to experiment a little bit with that. You might need to bend your right knee a little bit, in which case do that so that your hamstrings or your lower back feels comfortable. And then we're going to slowly come out of that, just easing back up, loose the belt, and then we'll do it to the other side. So stretching out the left leg, taking it wide out to the side. We'll bend up the right knee, take the sole of that right foot towards the inside edge of the left leg. So again, it can be calf level or thigh level, depending on how open your hips are. And you're sitting up as tall as possible. So irrespective of what we're doing with the legs, this is really all about sitting up straight and training the muscles of your tummy and of your ribs to help you to sit tall so that your chest is wide open and your shoulders can release down. So it's really nice for the chest and shoulders. So we'll just go straight to using the belt, unless you're familiar with it without the belt, in which case you can do it without. But the belt, as I say, is kind of helpful just to keep the foot active. So again, there's no tugging or pulling, it's just support, and you're sitting up as tall as possible. So on your inhale, you're sitting tall, and on your exhale, you're just going to gently creep, moving from the hips, creeping the body slightly towards that left leg. And however far you go, which is not important, it's more about that openness in your chest, the feeling that your shoulder blades are moving back and down towards the back of your waist. So let's just take a breath or 2 here. And then we'll take our time and slowly ease back up and out of that. And then, as we've been doing, using the belt, we might as well do the 2 legs together. So we're going to straighten out the 2 legs, and I'm going to turn sideways so hopefully you can see. So we're turning sideways, and we're going to place the belt across the soles of the feet. So just as we did for single feet there. So I'm just going to move back there for a second. So we're placing the belt across the soles of the feet. And I'm sure if you have children or relations who are young, little people, you've probably done this in row, row, row your boat. So it's a little bit like that. We're going to use the belt for support, not tugging or pulling, but just very gently easing forward and easing slightly back, and then easing forward, easing slightly back. Once again, easing forward, easing slightly back, and last time now easing forward, and this time stay where you are. So again, as you stay where you are in this seated forward bend, we're looking to see if we can really lengthen the spine as much as possible by opening the chest. So it helps while you hold the belt in your 2 hands to broaden across the chest, draw the shoulder blades in towards each other, down towards the back of the waist, and then think of a straight line from your head to the base of your spine. So we're going to take a couple of breaths here. So this is going to really stretch the backs of your legs, and again you might need to bend your knees a little bit or not, depending on how your hamstrings are. So you decide whether you need a bend on your knees or not. So obviously over time your back would be able to fold down more towards your legs, but not by pulling and tugging. It's about releasing and letting go on each exhalation. And any kind of forward bend is really, really useful. Again, we were saying this one of the days, that any forward bend is really useful to help to bring us a little deeper inwards into ourselves. So when you've had a little stretch there, gently, very gently come all the way back and up to an upright seated position. And then I'd invite you to lie down. So we're just going to take Shavasana, which is a corpse pose. So when you lie down, you literally lie straight out along the ground. If your back allows you to do that, your legs are stretched out wide apart, feet are rolling outwards to the sides. If that doesn't suit your comfort, you can bend your knees, have your knees resting one against the other, and then your spine is literally flat on the floor. So I'm going to sit up, but you're going to lie down. So when you lie down and you make yourself comfortable, you might need a little wrap or a blanket just to make sure that you stay warm. So settling down onto the floor, making yourself as comfortable as you can. Legs are in position, arms, now you take them out and away from your sides, and you rest your hands gently on the floor in whatever way suits you. I'd like you to consciously send your shoulder blades down towards the back of your waist. And that again allows you to feel that really nice openness in your chest and in your ribs. So once you are in this position, just for a moment or two, I'd like you to place your hands on the base of your rib cage. So base of the rib cage, just literally below your chest, but where your ribs kind of meet your tummy. And if you place your hands like this, so that your fingertips meet in the middle, and the palms then are flat. Your elbows are just relaxed towards the ground. And then I'd like you to close your eyes. So when you close your eyes, this is about drawing your awareness inwards. And as you draw your awareness inwards, you're going to start to become aware of your body lying on the ground. And as you do, make any little adjustments that you'd like to make so that you can be more at ease. But then I'd like you to take your awareness to your breathing, without changing it now, so it's your normal day-to-day breathing rhythm, no fuss, no effort, no challenge whatsoever, just literally breathing in and breathing out. And while you're breathing in and breathing out, I want you just to observe, to notice, to experience what's going on underneath your hands. So you'll feel this really nice expansion underneath your hands when you inhale, and then you'll feel how the ribs and the muscles in between settle back to where they began as you exhale. So you're going to just stay with this sensation of inhaling and exhaling and feeling that expansion and contraction as you breathe in and out. And we're just going to stay with this for a few breaths now. So keeping your eyes closed, really sensing that lovely expansion in your rib cage when you inhale, and then that letting go as you exhale. Keeping your eyes closed, letting your body weight sink a little deeper into the floor. And as your body weight sinks a little deeper into the floor and you really focus in on the feeling of breath flowing in and breath flowing out, little by little you start to become at one with your breathing. And we've used this little mantra or phrase before, that when you inhale you might like to say to yourself, I know I am breathing in, and when you exhale, I know I am breathing out. When you inhale, I know I am breathing in, and when you breathe out, I know I am breathing out. And just focus your attention on those two short phrases just for a moment or two more. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. And then after your next full breath, just relax your hands and arms away from your sides. Keep your eyes closed. Continue to think of breathing in and breathing out and knowing that you're doing so. But every time you exhale, feel as if your body is releasing more deeply into the ground. Allow it to do that. Allow the weight of your entire body to sink deeper into the floor. Each breath out, encouraging you and inviting you to relax more deeply, to relax, to let go, to ease out, to become connected with the ground. Stay here with your eyes closed, continuing to breathe normally, releasing, relaxing, feeling the length of your spine to the back, feeling the length of your spine to the front. Relax, relax, relax. Of course, you should stay here for as long as you feel you'd like to. But then when you know that the time is right for you to move, I want you to wriggle your toes and fingers, to become aware of your body touching the floor, your clothing touching your skin. And then listen, without opening your eyes just yet, listen to the sounds around you. The sound perhaps of the clock ticking or the wind outside the windows, any sounds that you can hear. Then notice any taste in your mouth, any particular smell in your nostrils. Notice any images or colours behind your closed eyes. And as you just move your awareness through your senses like this, it just helps to bring you back into the present moment. So begin to stretch a little bit more actively now. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms. Bend up your knees over your chest. Have a little rock from side to side. Roll over onto one side and use your hands to help yourself back up to a sitting position. As you sit up tall, keep your eyes closed for the moment. We'll extend the arms out wide and lift them up on the inhale. Bring the palms together, exhale, bring the joined hands down to your chest, to your heart. Again, we'll inhale and lift the arms up overhead. Palms together, exhale, bring the joined hands down to your heart. Last time, inhaling, lifting the arms all the way up. Palms together, exhaling, bring the joined hands down to your heart. Allow your head just to bow slightly forward towards your fingertips. I know I am breathing in. I know I am breathing out. Gently rub your hands together. Cover your eyes, cover your face. Blink a few times into the palms of your hands before releasing your hands from your face. So thank you for joining me again today. I hope we'll meet again soon. Enjoy practicing. Keep practicing. Allow yoga to become a little bit more part of your life, because it will help keep you flexible, mobile, and on all levels of your being, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. It will keep you healthy and safe. Namaste.